The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show would like to acknowledge the traditional land owners and the leaders past, present and emerging of Ngunnawal, Ngambri and Darawal countries where we are working from today. This always was, and always will be, Aboriginal land.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
Manjot, myth, legend.
Who thinks they're going first this week, by the way? Hands up.
It's Taylor.
Oh, you're wrong. It's you, man.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh, okay. Man, that is just a load of information. Lot of dumping right there, man. Yes, you gotta go for them early and then trade them. I was feeling that sort of vibe from Taylor. Taylor nailed, I reckon. Yeah, as someone who's living the pain of the Jimmy G experience still, just trade that man, please.
I just realised he, basically had hamstrings made of tissue. That was great.
A lot like mine.
Anyway, back to Manjot.
How about me with my Peyton Manning jersey that I got for Christmas last year?
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
It's an upgrade, but he's not going to be so elite.
In the beginning there was nothing, a featureless void. From the formless primordial state, a legend was born when forces combined to create a solid object of significant value. As planets were formed and Earth itself was shaped, the object lay awaiting its destiny. Seas rise and fall, mountains emerge, and upon the highest mountain, an intrepid adventurer happens upon the object. A worthy prize for ascending this to the tallest of peaks. This object has been documented to be held by many of the great dynasties of mankind, from the Persians to the Hans, the Mongols and the Ottomans, lives lost defending it from those who seek to possess it. Now it is in the trust of three wise men who also reach such pinnacles, to be held by he who imparts the most astute knowledge upon fellow mankind. The winner of the annual Aussie NFL Fantasy Show Starts of the Week.
Well, it is the last show of the week. It's my favourite segment in the universe. It turns out it's Australia's favourite segment, America's favourite segment. It's Kenya's favourite segment. It's Spain's favourite segment. Hola. Welcome to Starts of the Week. And Manjot, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I was just doing some exam prep,
You dominate those exams, man. You dominate them.
Hopefully. I mean, it's
Caffrey style.
Public defender had to take a break this week because public defender had to do actual public defending in criminal law. So I had to prepare for that. So the public defender was using my brain, which I use for football. So I can't use it in two places at once. So hopefully it'll work out and, I can win Stars of the Week this week.
Because all the practice you get here just then transposes into your life out there. So it's good you practice here.
That's true.
Sorry, Tate.
We had to pull Manjot away from his shirtless photos of CMC on the back of his. He's a computer. That's why his computer's going dead.
Yeah, I mean, look, he did win Patient Performer of the Week for a reason, Taylor.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Come on.
Yeah.
In fact, you'll be surprised how many awards he actually won. He won the AFC Player of the Week, the NFC Player of the Week. He won the Aussie Fantasy Player of the Week.
Hey, look, apparently Shaq went to school in Canberra, so I'm sure CMC must have been somewhere in Australia at some stage, so we can just give him the Australian pastry press as well.
Look, Shaq actually went to school apparently at Narrabundah College, which is where I went to college, which is where I went. So I went to the same college as Shaq.
They were roommates at high school too, like at boarding school. Yeah, 100%. They're totally roommates. So, and that's why we've got this nice cast of his cock, because they got really close. And there you go, they're mates. Okay, with all that out of the way. Sorry, Tay. Welcome to you for the starts of the week.
This has
been such a weird week.
Introducing me.
It's been such a weird week because me and Jot's been here for a segment. Then we've done a couple of segments. Now we're all together for the first time this week. It's just, I don't know. My brain's having a struggle keeping up.
Next week will be much better. I'll be grinding for next week onwards for our show. It's all good.
I'm going to mention this because we haven't mentioned it any other time in the week so far. But Taylor, before we wrapped up after starts last week, you said, big call, Derrick Henry, 200 yards against the Texans. Blow me down.
Yeah.
Blow me down.
Just sort of blurted that out at the end.
What the hell?
It's about time it was actually something useful instead of something weird shit that I normally say. But yeah, no, it was actually, it's pretty happy that it actually looked like it was going to be too low for a while there. He got to well over 200 with basically an entire fourth quarter to happen. And, I think he finally ran out of juice in the fourth quarter. And, they had to go to Hilliard for a little bit. So, yeah, no, I was pretty happy to call. Like I was saying to you boys offline, it was just a huge opportunity with them having no quarterback basically, and then obviously Henry up against the worst rushing defense in the league. It's just something he had to give there, and I just had a feeling it was going to just be a lot of Henry and rushes for over 30 attempts, and when he does that, there's a good chance he might have a couple of hunch.
The more he rushes, the better his average gets. It makes no sense.
They call him the Yeti, and like if it starts, it gets better as the year goes on. Like, and that's why last year was so frustrating as a Titans fan, because you didn't actually get to see him at his full force in the second half of the year when he got injured. So he could have actually been better than what we saw last year, which was amazing.
Still the 1 seed. Oh my god!
Yeah, and that's still the one.
Pretty much
still the 1 seed.
It's pretty much like an exponential curve, where it's like he starts low and he curves all the way up as the weeks go on. Yeah, that's sort of exponential curve, and it keeps going up until infinity the more he plays, and then same shit every year.
Same shit every year too from the public in week 1 and 2, and everyone's calling that he's washed, he's had too many carries, he's too old, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden he just has 100-yard game after 100-yard game and 2 touchdowns and 1 touchdown and 3 touchdowns and 200 yards, and then all of a sudden he's in the top 5 running back, and everyone just looks like a dickhead for thinking he was washed.
I think he's the running back version of Brady. Everyone has their column about, or Gore probably for years too. Oh, Frank Gore, he's retiring, he's washed. And he just kept on turning up and starting for teams. Even at 166 years old, he just kept on turning up and getting 25 carries. And like, what are you made out of?
Henry doesn't rely on speed. So he has a body that's definitely going to, he's going to buck the trend of running back age, because a lot of these guys rely on a lot of speed and zip. Whereas Henry, even if he gets a bit slower as he gets older, he's still just so big and strong, and he just needs that tiny bit of movement at the line there, and that's all that matters. Like he'd be the kind of guy that could go to 33, 34, I think. Obviously, he'll slow down eventually, but I think in general he's going to buck the trend of the normal age that people start to fall off a cliff at running back.
I completely agree with you. I think he's just made out of different stuff to everybody else.
Yeah, he's not human. He is not human.
Now, I need everyone to shut up for a minute, and so we can bask in my glory, because, mate, nothing good happens to me ever. And I'm on start for the week last week, and you guys are all peons, and I'm your king. So eat that.
Amazing.
He finally did
only
it.
took 8 weeks.
Just letting it wash over me. Thank you. I'm basking in it.
Good job,
Thank
Matty.
you. The week of my 40th birthday couldn't have happened at a better time, because I've never felt more my age at my birthday than I do this year, with a newborn baby, a broken arm, starting a brand new job, all these things, no sleep. But I'm dominating you suckers, so taste it.
Well done. Nothing else to
Good
say.
work.
You chuckleheads. And I'm going to press that advantage on, because I get to choose the order this week. And I'm putting Taylor first. Putting Manjot second. And I'm putting me third, because that was the recipe for success, guys. That you guys didn't realize you just unleashed the beast. So I'm just going to double down.
Boy.
Okay.
Unbelievable, mate.
Yeah. All right. Manjot, I'm going to install some rules for you. You cannot just take a guy who's like, owned by 90% of people.
Yes,
You just can't. If 90% of people starting him, you can't take him. Okay.
All right, that's fine.
Has he got is it like baseball? He's got a 3 strikes policy. If he goes 3 in a row, we're just going to give him a 0.
Yeah. And he gets Jake Kumaro. That's who you get. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore.
Yeah. I get Brock Wright at tight end, apparently.
Yeah, the new Hawk Wright, yeah. We'll have Brock watch.
He went for $21 in our Dynasty League.
Fuck off, really.
Yeah, so
he's got $21 to just piss off on that.
The second bid was like 3. So
yeah, that's correct.
Who does this shit?
Fuck.
Who does this shit?
Bring back Ebron. Anyway, okay, I digress. Okay, so we're going to order. It goes Tay, Manjot, old fatty Matty over here. Who wants to kick it off? Tay, come on. You're leading, by the way. You're in the 20s. Neither of us are even near 15. It's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
We need you to score a 0 this week, Tay. Actually, we need you to not even come third. Can you come fourth this week?
But to be fair, you wankers are my best friend this week, because I need you to beat Adam and Astro. So I kind of want to give you guys the win as I want to pay it forward for you guys to do a favour in Astro. But in the end, I don't know if I can do it.
Our team doesn't look like a complete heap of shit this week. Man, Jot and I are in agreement. Our team actually looks fucking half decent for a change.
I'm going to pull a Manjot here, and I'm going to go someone. I'm going to say
Cortland
someone
Sutton.
that I've got a feeling you might not be keen on, and I'll throw it out there. Miles Sanders.
Oh,
Hang on.
no.
Well, give me some argument here while I look up how to just beat your argument.
Yeah, what's the
Well, to be
argument?
fair, he started the year far outside the parameters. Like he was, whenever he was drafting him, he was just
Like
he was in the
CEH.
30s, basically. Then he's basically been what I thought most it was. Like he's been all over the place. He's been having scored under 5. He's scored a lot as well. He's sort of back and forward like a yo-yo. So to me, he doesn't really scream someone that's 100% successful. He dove over the line for a shitty touchdown when I picked him as my AIDS player, as we all know. So I guess that's my case, is that I don't think he's a set and forget running back, and that's why I think he would fit this bill.
Seems like he only performs in even numbered weeks or something like that. But he's
That's
literally
true.
playing against Houston though. So
See, that's my point. Is I don't think the matchup should ever matter.
yeah,
Because
no, 'cause
we're
that's what you
talking
want.
about the player, not the
it's the
matchup.
player.
Like,
Yeah.
You just got the wrong guy. It should be Kenneth Gainwell, because I bet you he's not 78% started.
Yeah, he's 78% started and 18th in PPR, 15th in standard. I think, yeah, this. I'm not allowed this shit. If I'm not allowed,
Tell you what, I'm
whatever,
going to
I was
start
allowed
Derrick
last week.
Henry when it's my pick. Let's do that.
Yeah, fair
oh,
enough.
if you're going to compare Henry to Sanders, mate, this
Yeah, I'm
over.
completely being a fuckwit, but
That's all right, mate.
Um,
I'm fine with that because at least I know no one else can take him, because that
Yeah,
would have been
yeah.
awesome up against Houston.
no.
I'm gonna.
But
I'm gonna
you took
change
Gainwell, didn't you? Gainwell. I've written that in already.
I'm gonna change position. I'm gonna go Justin Fields, at quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
No contest. No contest. Good
Yeah,
call.
fair enough.
He may come up in some other segments this week. I'll just foreskin that a bit.
Well, don't foreskin it. It's already happened.
It's very happy, isn't
Oh,
it?
Mate, I don't know how the hell we're
Through the
doing this.
magic of radio.
Yeah. Look, that was already in the past. Apparently, we've just gone to the future or some shit.
is
What's
so
the
good.
opposite of foreskin?
Backs.
An innie. Shrinkage.
Brilliant. Anyway, Justin Fields up against Miami, 26 against quarterback. I've got a lot of other stats for him as well, in terms of he's run the ball way more than he was a few weeks ago. This is a great matchup here, and I just think there's an opportunity. He gets Claypool in a trade. Never know. That might bust out a few more
I
pass
think that
attempts as
matters.
well. But
I
in
think
general,
that matters.
I think in
Yeah.
general, the guy looks better. He just played against one of the worst matchups possible and scored in the mid-20s against the Cowboys. So
Yeah.
I think the arrow's pointing up for Justin Fields at the moment.
And Miami's a good matchup, I reckon, for him.
Yep.
So
100%.
should be pretty good. Should be
Till
pretty good.
Bradley Chubb is like balls deep in him. But anyway.
I've got Bradley Chubb in my IDP league, so give me some Bradley Chubb.
No, but I
please.
like the call, because I think this is the difference between the Packers at the trade deadline and the Bears. The Bears sell a guy on defense who, their defense isn't winning them games. Then they immediately invest some stuff in the offense, which is something that the Packers didn't freaking do. So all of a sudden now, are the Bears the second best team in that division? Probably. Oh my God. Wash my mouth. Anyway, so I love the call. Man, Josh.
All right.
Look,
However you pronounce your name.
yeah, Manjot. Yeah. So look,
I know that's not how you pronounce it.
yeah, that's not how you pronounce it.
You
Everyone.
pronounce it George.
Yeah, exactly. George Kittle. Exactly. Look,
Or just George.
Christian.
Christian. That's how you say. Yeah.
Favorite
Look.
49er ever. He's been there 9 days.
Yeah. I've already made more videos on him than I did for Debo, I think. So he might have already
100%.
surpassed Debo. Yeah. But
Jerry,
look,
what? Rice? What? Who?
yeah. Yeah,
McCaffrey?
Christian
McCaffrey?
Yeah, McCaffrey jersey versus Hufanga jersey. Which one will I get first? It'd probably be
know.
McCaffrey. But look, I'll be honest. I'm not going McCaffrey because he's on a bye this week. Don't worry. Don't worry, everyone. So he's not.
Because,
in the
he would have
Started in 0% of leagues. How about that?
Yeah, unless you forget to
I
unset
bet you
him
still
with the
started
bye.
like 20% of leagues. Those knobs who just, auto drafted him. They're last
Yeah.
and like, fuck this. I'm not doing my lineup anymore.
Yeah. Look, For me, I'm going straight to Matty's boy. He's a Heisman. Oh, well, he didn't win the Heisman, like national championship winning quarterback whose first name starts with T. Apparently banned from the segment as well. Tua Tagovailoa. Nah, I'm just joking. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor, yeah. He's
Yeah.
third on my list.
Had to be Trevor against the Raiders. The Raiders suck ass on defense. So
Dude.
I'm gonna take a punt on Trevor this week. Trevor,
Can you
lead
forgive
my
Trevor
team.
after that horrible second half in London?
I'll forgive him. I'll give him a chance. Let's
That's
go.
a bad intercept, and I mean the 1 yard line was. It was an extraordinary play, but what are you doing?
You want to know how bad the Raiders are? They are last against quarterback in fantasy.
Ooh.
So, yeah,
Could be
not a bad
50th.
matchup for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, could be 50th, to be honest.
Man, I love that call because I love Trevor. I'm actually considering changing my name to Trevor. To be honest, I love the guy.
I always
do you think I should grow my hair out.
It would be less stringy as his shitty hair for sure.
It
I
grows
always like that anytime anyone wants Trevor and they've got Matty behind them, they always feel the need to get him because we're always worried that Matty's going to take Trevor
Right.
Lawrence off
The
us.
one time you didn't, what happened?
Exactly. Sunshine.
I didn't win that week, so it didn't matter. But shit. Okay,
Trevor
Trevor.
Lawrence Trevor's a staple of this segment. He can't get himself out of it, but he's good enough that we feel like we still got to play him. That's why I went Justin Fields because I think we've said his name once in this segment, and honestly for good reason for a while there. But I'm glad I was able to bring someone new.
No, and I like that call because I think as a player who was picked up in the who's picked up something for offense, I think it matters. I think it really matters, and I mean, I love Trevor. You're not going to ever be able to talk me off loving Trevor, even if he does throw shite intercepts at the 1 yard line in other countries. I don't care. Get him up here. I want to buff him. Okay.
He gets Calvin Ridley. Next year, so we even better next year.
Mate, he's already thrown 10 touchdowns to Calvin Ridley next year. I've already decided. That's done.
Fair
enough. All right. I don't know where to move here because I think there's a couple of things I want to check off. Okay. One of the worst spots to be in terms of running defense is if you were the Green Bay Packers. And I know Swift is back, but he just doesn't seem like DeAndre Swift. So that's why I was kind of thinking I might see if I could still start Jamal Williams. It seems a little risky, but no risk it. No biscuit. He's still started in 53% of leagues, which I think is probably a little high, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm going to campaign for him, and I reckon you guys probably let me have him.
There's no campaign needed. I still think even though he's getting more of the rush attempts, obviously, than Swift, but that's going to change eventually. I think he's still a backup, technically. I know he's getting the goal line work and stuff, but, he's 17th, I think, on the season. He was a millionth in the draft, so I think he fits.
Yeah, I mean, and this is to your point. I don't think he's a no-brain start because he's not the starter.
No.
But I think he's valuable.
I got him off a couple of waivers and leagues after Swift came back, and I'm not starting him. I'm not Seahorse is the only person in the world that has 1,000,000% confidence in him.
And look at him; he's got a winning fucking record.
I know it works every single time.
Must stop playing
him. Okay, so that's my running back in, and I'm going to stick with. I'm going to go after my wide receiver. And this is how much faith I've got in your boy, Justin Fields, is that I'm going to go and take a Monet and collect all those points with a Spone. Because I need him for the Western Wankers, to be honest.
Yeah,
we all do.
We do.
Yeah, that's a Unity ticket. I didn't think I was going to get much pushback there. Darnell Mooney, owning 50% of leagues and starting against the, I don't quite know what to make of the Dolphins defense now, but they're, because they've obviously upgraded their linebacking core with addition of Chubb and their pass rush. But I think what still matters is that, he's the downfield threat. And if Fields gets a bit of time, he'll hoof it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He might only need one play.
Field of dreams.
Got it. All right. Man, Josh, you're up.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm looking at running backs. Straight up going against the Chargers, I'm going to take Tyler Algier for the Falcons.
Ooh.
I'm going to take a punt on him. I think a lot of people wouldn't be starting him, but the Chargers, they're second worst against teams in average running back points against in fantasy. So I'm going to go with Tyler
suck.
Algier. Give him a shot here. So Tyler Algier. That means the next week, the Chargers playing the Niners. Christian McCaffrey must start him. Obviously, just giving.
You're going to take him in starts of the week. Just you're going to take him. Reserve him now.
Yeah, I'm reserving him.
Tyler Algier gets a start here.
Yes, at the Patriots.
Poetry Society. I'm the king now.
I feel you are starting Algeria.
Podcast is just
Can you tell I have not had enough sleep? I feel like this is the was it McManus all over again when you're in the hospital with your young fella and just did not have enough sleep and you just thought you were so funny. Cover your anus and start McManus.
That was the best part of that, is that I literally came up with that in the hospital with my son at like 3 a.m. And I honestly thought I was waking up the entire hospital ward with my laughter. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever come up with.
I still do.
I just, when you get the giggles about something and you just can't stop.
I definitely do. Oh my gosh. Oh, my cheeks. Okay. We're back. By the way, it's your pick. So if you want to take McManus.
McManus. Straight in the anus. All right. I hate running back this week. I don't like any of mine. And I don't need it anyway.
Yeah, you've got no
the end, which is wonderful. All right, I'm going to go at wide receiver. I'm going the poo-poo juice. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yes. No
Someone,
contest
I don't
from
know
me.
if you ever thought I would talk up on this podcast ever again, but he's had back-to-back games. So, if he has a good one here, it's NBA GM rules. He's on fire. So up against the Titans, who I've talked about their secondary, they've been a little bit better lately, but, they've faced some not so daunting matchups, and up against the Chiefs, they're not going to be able to just lead on the run and win a shitty low-scoring game. They're going to have to actually defend, and I just think Juju, to me, is definitely the one on this team. Even if it does get shared around, I think he's got a very good baseline of points this year, and just recently he's definitely gone off. So up against this Titans, 27th against wide receiver, I see no reason why he can't have a very good game here again.
Yeah, I agree. I like this call.
I like the call. He's only starting about half leagues. And one thing that you guarantee with him is he's never had more than 8 targets. But my God, he gets 8 targets a lot. He does. Much every fucking week. But every week he's actually catching more of them as well. So I just think that the mind meld is on, brother. So cash in, a couple of 100-yard games in a row. A couple of touchdowns too. Everyone loves a tutty. Love it. Go cash in.
8 targets from Mahomes is worth about 15 from some other quarterbacks. So I'll take those 8 targets any day of the week.
35 from Derek Carr. Yeah. 106 from Andy Dalton. Mahomes target exchange rate. I reckon that'd be a thing. Yeah. This might be like the defensive R scale that we had last year. Workshop this. Workshop it. All right,
it's a great scale.
Second.
You're
going tight end. Yeah, kind of have to.
Just wondering, I can't talk it up too much, but obviously some info about a certain player would influence this decision. But I'm going to go
this a little off mic.
I'm going to go away from that for this. I'm going to say Gerald Everett, and it's not just because I want him to kill it for the Wankers. I just think he's going to be so needed in this Chargers offense. They are just so depleted right now at pass catcher. I wouldn't spend a bunch of fab on Joshua Palmer in a couple of leagues because I just think he's going to be so needed too. But we don't know Keenan Allen's status. I'm really iffy on him right now. It just does not seem good. It's just bad vibes at the moment with him and his injury. Obviously, he's getting on an age and he just doesn't seem to be healing well with his hamstring. And hamstrings are always a worry anyway. Yeah. And obviously, Mike Williams is out for a while already. I just think there's so many targets there for Justin Herbert to be, obviously a lot of them going to go to Eckler, but I just think in general he's going to need to go to his guy Everett, and he's shown in the past that he can be a target sponge for Herbert, especially in games when they're missing guys. So I just think Everett's a good player tight end this week.
Target sponge. I like that. That's a whole
Yeah.
new thing. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about target sponge. I used to say hyper target a lot. I got used to it. Now you've got a whole new gear, man. Like I love this.
Thanks, man.
This is why you're analyst of the year.
I brought a new quarterback.
Yeah.
I brought a new saying. I'm bringing everything tonight, mate.
Well, and we're not foreskinning anymore because we're doing these segments out of order now. We're having a fantasy shrinkage.
We're back skinning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back skinning. Back shaving. I don't know.
boy. Oh boy.
Leave me alone with the sort long enough. It's going to get bad. Wow. Okay. So, Manjot, you've still got wide receiver and tight end to go. Where have you gone?
Yeah, it's not looking good on the wide
Tight end's
receiver,
shit.
tight end. Yeah, tight end's terrible. Honestly, like I really want to take Zach Ertz, but I think that'll be a bit of a cop out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can let you.
Line, remember? When we made him the line.
The Ertz line. He started in only 86% of leagues. So sorry, mate.
Yeah.
He's like tight end 4 on the year or something as well. He's actually had a pretty
Tight end
quiet,
3
good
in
season.
PPR. Yeah.
There you go.
Not
And if
bad.
he's tight end 4, that shows how shit it is.
Yeah, 12.3 points per game. I mean, God, love that out of a tight end for fuck's sake. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
absolutely.
Give me Hayden Hurst then.
There you go.
Love that.
I like it.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take my boy, Hayden Hurst. You know,
I think Hayden Hurst and Alan Lazard lead the league for me in most times being on my list but not taken.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I know Hurst is pretty much, before you've written the list, Hurst is just there. You don't. Have you got one of those lists where it's printed and the 2 spots under Hurst are for you to handwrite in, but the other one, Hurst, is just, it's printed. It's just, you printed it and laminated it.
I feel like I always take someone else every single time. I always bring up Hurst.
I don't think you've
after
actually
taking
taken
someone
him
on my
once,
list. I
have
don't
you?
think I have, but I've always
No, I
brought him
don't
up
think he
nearly
has.
every week.
I'm going to check that.
Yeah, I don't
Taylor's-
think he has.
Taylor's not thirsty for Hursty.
I think he is a bit more needed without Chase. I just think in general they're going to need to find more pass catching.
Yeah, and Atlanta sucks against tight end.
They suck
Wait.
against everything.
Do you know how much I thought about
Wait,
taking P. Ryan just because I'm
Sorry,
like,
I meant Carolina, not Atlanta, but still. Yeah.
I was
Each
thinking
their
about-
own.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap up here by taking my quarterback, and I don't think I can trust Derek Carr, but he's also started in 60% of leagues, but he just laid such an egg last week. I know he's against the Jags, who's, we're a bit suspect against quarterbacks, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw all my faith in the return of Jameis. I think he's coming back this week, and he's coming back against Baltimore, who, I know they just had a Roquan Smith, but I mean, their secondary's still been dicey as fuck.
He's our secondary player. Yeah, so
So I'm going to take Jameis and just ride the train, man. It's going to be like milk before a roller coaster. Yikes! It's risky. But Jameis, if he's being started in 6% of leagues because he's been out for so long, but if he's starting, I think he's worthwhile. If
Yeah, he's
you're in a
apparently
position where you
healthy.
have to win and it's iffy and you're missing, I don't know, pick a team on bye or like say, you're missing Dak, for instance. Go pick up Jameis and start him. Fuck it, why not? Especially if you're like 3 and 4 and you're like trying to stay in touch. Like, you're going for ceiling, right? You're not trying to just scrape by. If you're 6 and 1, don't do this.
Can I just ask? I'll a full admission here. I didn't hear what you just said for the last like 30 seconds. I got given a trade offer, so I was looking at it. So all I heard was Jameis, and I'm like, surely you didn't take Jameis.
So I'm not taking Jameis. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes.
I'm giving Manjot some shit.
I knew I should have gone the Mahomes Juju stack.
Okay. So you did hear right. I'm taking Jameis because I like the idea of having juice and milk and then hopping on a roller coaster. Because one, it's still iffy if he's going to play or not. But I think if you're missing Dak, for instance, and you're a 3 and 4 team and just trying to stay in touch, and you got to go all ceiling. Which quarterback gives you a big feeling?
Dalton's going to still start though.
Oh, 100%. I literally just paid up in Sizzle and Quinny's league for Dalton. I actually am more certain he's going to start this week than I've ever been.
Really? This week?
Matty, I think you got to change this.
You've got me nervous now. I'm moving.
Now. He's confident as hell.
No, you got me all now. My underpants have changed color and I'm moving. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move to my 3rd because I don't trust Carr anymore, and now I'm scared off Jameis. I'm going to start your boy Tay. I'm going to start Malik Willis.
He's not even guaranteed to play either.
Fuck, my whole list is gone.
Oh,
Tannehill's
Matty,
not back, is he?
Tannehill might be back. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
All
What about
they've
So
said
much
is
Mariota?
trouble with midweek.
he's at the they're at the end, so you're in all sorts there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like they really haven't given out much info on Tannehill. It was just an ankle injury that kept him out. They didn't
And
seem
illness.
to think it was serious, but yeah, well there you go. So
He was a
I don't
double
know.
banger.
I really don't know.
Fuck, okay, my quarterback is all over the map now. Well, at least I know Carr's going to start. I don't trust him, but it's against my Jags defense, so he'll probably play well. I was trying to avoid doing this. I'm taking Carr.
Ah.
I don't feel good about it. I mean, I don't feel good about any of them, to be honest. If Jameis is playing, I feel good about him. But now you've scared me off him. You've scared me off Malik Willis. I have to do Carr.
I just don't see it. Wouldn't make sense to me at all from the Saints' perspective. You've had Jameis actually apparently healthy the last 2 weeks and have played Dalton anyway. Why you would watch him have a good game, win the game? So it's not like you need to make some huge comeback. They won. He got Kamara more involved than Jameis ever has. I don't know why you would then go back to James after you've seen that. It just wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Jameis has played like a game and a half, though, the poor bugger. Give him a
this
shot.
is-
And last year he
isn't-
played about the same and he was winning.
I know it's not against Jameis. It's just
Poor
if that's what they saw for the last couple of weeks, I just don't know what Dalton's done wrong. I know he threw all the pick sixes and stuff last week, but to me that was the perfect time to then go to Jameis. Like if you weren't happy with Dalton after that game, you would have just gone to Jameis the game after, and they didn't. They went with Dalton, and then they watched him win, in a very good fashion, 24-0. So I just don't know how they go back to James after they've just won by 24.
Yeah, I think. Does this actually say much about Dalton, really, or is it just Kamara's good?
Yeah, I just think he's smarter with
Is
it. He's
Dennis Allen actually an idiot?
I think James is like, I know I can throw to these wide receivers. I may get picked off, but I'm going to throw to these guys. Whereas Dalton's like, I don't have the skill to get it to all the. Well, I say all these wide receivers. It's really just Olave. But
But Michael Thomas is due back now.
Dalton gets Kamara involved way more than Jameis does. I don't know why Jameis doesn't check down like Dalton does, but he just doesn't, and he just gets him involved way more. And I think it's better for the Saints offense.
James's checkout is everything downfield is full. I'm just going to throw it to the goalpost. Fuck it.
See,
Someone will get it.
I think when all the receivers are back, that's when Jameis is better. Like, I think if they have all three of them there, they got Landry, they got Thomas, and they got Olave. I think that's when you would probably want Jameis back, because to me, he's a better thrower. Like, he's a better passer, and he can get those three involved more than Dalton can. And Dalton's, like I said, more is better at getting Kamara involved. Whereas at the moment, because they've only got one receiver really and Kamara, it's almost like, well, let's go with the one that can get Kamara most involved.
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know, that team who they seem like they had a plan without Breeze, and now they don't. They just don't like a plan. Yeah. And I think Dennis Allen will be lucky to still have a job at the end of the year if they don't end up with a winning record. My last pick, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to take Logan Thomas, only 17% owned against my Minnesota.
No, Logan Thomas.
Are we going to fight about this? No, because you got your tight end. That's it. No argument. No fucking around. Manjot, you're up.
Oh boy, yeah. This is a tough one. This is tough because I've got wide receiver, don't I?
That's it. Yeah, just wide receiver to go.
Yeah. Look, okay, I'll take Romeo Dobbs.
He's third on my list too.
Yay!
I'll take Romeo. Look, he's playing the Lions. Okay, that's an easy matchup.
Exactly.
They just fired the defensive backs coach like yesterday, so they're like in overhaul at the defensive backfield. So I think Romeo Dobbs with a pissed off Aaron Rodgers, hopefully. If this isn't the game where the public defender gets Aaron Rodgers off, I think you can officially throw him in jail for life after this, because he's not going to be a good fantasy quarterback after this. You wouldn't want him anymore. Yeah.
What is the matter with him? God, he just doesn't. I don't know how many fighting him anymore. What's going on? I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Look, I mean,
and Brady only wants to fight, and he doesn't even want to play football anymore. So I just don't know what to do with these two old guys.
Yeah. this generation's coming to an end. Let's be so new generation starting. Let's just appreciate them while they're still going. You know, my childhood's ending. These new guys are coming in. So yeah.
Childhood's ending. Who fucking who? I mean, just isn't it turned 40.
Wait up, isn't it Taylor's childhood and Matty's childhood ending with Brady's retiring? Doesn't that also mean?
Mate, my childhood ended in years that had a 1 at the front.
And it ends my granddad's era when Brady retires.
Fuck. All right, so we've got Romeo Dubs. I love the pick. Love it.
Yeah, like I said, I had him on my list too. Yeah, I had him third.
Can't wait to recap these teams because I like Manchester's team. All right, Tate, wrap this up. You need to bring in a shite running back.
Yeah, I hate running back this week. Honestly, I kind of like your picks better. Like it was just one of these weeks. I can talk through my list because I'm masked. I've got Mostert again. Just on my, you know what, up against the Bears. There's a reason why I was looking to trade for him. He's just got like 4 straight matchups that are actually really handy. I do worry that Jeff Wilson's going to eat into him a little bit, but that's probably more over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Man, I'm about to cry. You're just mentioning Mostert and Jeff Wilson, 2 of my favorite running backs. I'm becoming a Dolphins fan.
Both in Miami.
Yeah, I'm actually going to convert to
I like this
Dolphins.
too because Marky Mark, who's a hardened Dolphins fan, he said the other day too, just this morning, San Francisco in my heart. Like, you know, there's now this inextricable link between San Francisco and Miami. It's like you can't like one without liking the other now.
Exactly.
Kind of cute.
Can't look. Trent Shelfield's on the team. They got what? Mostert, Wilson. They've got some other Niners somewhere. So
last year they had Matt Breida running around there. And, the migration is on.
And the Jets, they stole a few Niners.
Kittle's about to get traded there. You know.
Yeah, it's
McCaffrey's about to get traded there.
Oh boy, no! Don't get me scared there.
Now, Mark sent that photo of him and Randy Marsh with the ectoplasm at the computer, and I can't even imagine what would happen if CMC was traded there.
Yeah,
he got a chub in more ways than one.
Yeah, he's pumped up. I think he should feel good about his Dolphins.
That was the funniest shit I saw on the internet today.
We're going to have a bit of a Dolphin special coming up with Marky Mark and a special guest as well coming soon. So watch this space. All right. So we've talked about a couple of people who you don't want.
I've only talked about one.
Yeah,
because you didn't want.
We talked about most, and then we just went on.
No, you didn't want Kenneth Gainwell when I offered him to you earlier.
Sorry, I can't believe I passed that up. Boston Scott.
Scott.
Okay. Antonio Gibson up against the Vikings is interesting to me. It's been a weird turn, topsy-turvy year with these running backs at Washington. Obviously, Brian Robinson coming back. He kind of got the work straight away, and now he's kind of falling off a little bit, hitting a little bit of a rookie wall, and now all of a sudden they're getting Gibson like more involved in the passing game than they're even getting JD McKissick. It's really, really weird. It's a weird situation. I've also got in at 3. I just need a resurgence from this guy for my own mental psyche. It's AJ Dillon up against the Lions. He actually got 10 carries against the Bills and turned it into 54 yards. I thought he tore his ACL at one stage. His knee just went all over the place. Apparently it was an ankle injury, but apparently he's fine. He came straight back out a few plays later, which was amazing. But I actually don't mind him in this matchup. Like, I feel like they're going to run the ball heaps. And I just think I can see a few more rush attempts for him, but obviously it's going to be Hefty Jones week probably again. It's one of these ones where I'm battling what I think the best decision is with, do I bring a new person in that I haven't had before? And I'm going to say screw that, and I'm taking Mostert again.
I was thinking about Dylan. Yeah, I was thinking about Dylan. I chose Algier because I just wanted to go somewhere new. And Algier, he's a player. I want to see a bit more of Algier. I'm just intrigued by him for some reason. I think he's just so off the radar that he can actually be a sneaky good player against the Chargers team that allows so many points. So I think, I gave Algier a shot over Dylan just because I want to see a new guy do well. Yeah.
I was up against Jackal last week in Astro, and he has Algier, but he had him on the bench, but he had Zeke in it starting, and he was doubtful the whole week. And I just kept clicking on it, looking if he's changed him, and he just never did. He just left Zeke starting, even though he got ruled out. And I was like, thank God he didn't start Algier, because Algier actually had a really good game.
Yeah.
In the end, it didn't matter because I won by about 60, but no, it was more than that. I think it was like 70. But I was still glad he played. He didn't play Algier because he actually looks pretty handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Algier is only like a third started, which it makes him a perfect candidate for the team. And even Huntley, if you were just bold enough to just have a crack at that, he's only like 11%. So people just don't trust the Falcons without Cordero Patterson there, which is fair. Manjo, I need your ruling on this. So most at 74% started now.
Oh, look,
So
that's just.
I don't think the starts matter. I don't like.
Who are you helping though if you're starting a guy in this segment who everyone's already starting?
Yeah, I don't really
Next highest
understand.
we've got 51%, which is Juju, that helps people go, oh, I should have some trust in Juju.
It is weird though that I got most at last week, and then he scored like 7 points, and then all of a sudden I wouldn't this week. But if that's how you want to go, I'm happy to turn to Dylan. What's his percentage?
Oh, like 43. Dylan, no one likes Dylan anymore.
Let's go. All right, let's go up Dylan.
Because he's no Kareem Hunt,
really?
mate. And we've talked about the Kareem Hunt AJ Dylan thing.
No boy.
I'm going to get talked out of this one from shitty Matty C. I know for sure. But he did. I just thought about this. Matty did just say earlier, a couple of days ago, I think it was, that he's going to try a few tricks to try and get me the 1 point this week to try and make a comeback. Maybe that's what he's
And it means not letting you start someone who everybody already starts, then, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, look, if I wasn't allowed to start due to like 80%, then come on, man. 74 is close enough to 80. Yeah.
60, 50, 51, and 17 are my start rates. I feel like that's playing the game.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm helping people. You guys don't have to help the public. It's okay. I can carry the load. It's all right.
Yeah.
You guys can be all worried about winning a fancy little trophy, but you know what? I'm doing it for the people. That's what it's about, man. You guys have lost your way. Matty C, he's for the average punter out there. He's trying to help people win leagues. You guys might not be.
He's gone mentally insane. He's gone mentally insane right now.
Yes, yeah.
I just seen a bit of AB in him. I just seen.
You think I've got a head injury? You should check out Rod Rivera's running backs. I don't know what he's doing there. That guy's got a head injury.
Free Brian Robinson. Yeah.
All right, AJ Dillon it is, right? Yeah, 43. Or are you going back to Dillon? Gibson.
Oh no, we'll go AJ Dillon.
This is so off track, but I traded for Gibson earlier in the year before the season started in a dynasty, and everyone was sort of applauding. I put it in front of a few people, and they were kind of applauding. Oh, nice deal. And then, of course, that doesn't look like that's been March. But gee, these last couple of weeks, he's just, as you said, Tay, he's just oddly getting work. And I kind of feel like I could start him again.
It's weird. Full PPR for sure as well.
Full PPR, 2 flexes as well. So standard in every other way for lineup, 2 flexes. I could probably start him again.
Seemed like he was left for dead. It was like, he's not getting the rushing work because of Robinson, and he's not getting the passing work because of McKissick. But then all of a sudden, he's somehow taking all the passing work from McKissick and is getting about half the rushes with Robinson. So it's like, well, that's what you want. He's actually the most valuable.
It's like the perfect mixture if you're going to share a backfield. Oh, fuck, all right. So I'm going to try him out there and just see what happens. I'll report back.
That's good.
All right, so let's recap these. Tay at pick 1. You've got first pick was Fields, your quarterback. Second, Juju.
Fields Dreams.
Yeah, Field of Reams. Juju, Poo Juice at 51% ownership is your wide receiver. Love that pick. Gerald Everett, 36%. Manjot, we need him to go off, so hopefully he scores like 45 points for Tay there. And then AJ Dillon. It's a nice looking team. Manjot, you got my boy Trevor with your first pick. And then Tyler Algier, the running back over at the Falcons with your second. Hayden Hurst, Taylor's favorite non-pickable tight end. And Romeo Dubs. And then Matty C's team of hopeless shit. Derek Carr, Jamal Williams, Darnell Mooney, and the dickhole, Logan Thomas. All
rounding it up.
Quick look at the scoreboard, though. Tay, you're well out in front. You've got 21 points. And like Manjot and I, you combine our scores, we've got 25. I think I'm 14, Manjot's 11. It's been a tough out, man. You got 6 wins. We've combined for 2. We're doing all we can to try and just keep you out of top spot. That's all we're trying to do. It doesn't actually matter where you come as long as you don't get top spot. That's all we're working for.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
boy.
been pretty. Even though I've made some really shitty preseason calls, I've been pretty happy with how I've actually done during the year. Like I said to you guys, even if you count my shitty tanking team, which actually won on the weekend, which I was pissed off about, I'm sitting at 42-30 for the year. So I'm pretty happy with how my teams are going. And like I said, I feel like some of the advice I'm giving in this segment has been helpful, and it's been showing in some of the scoreboards this year. So hopefully I can keep doing it and I don't just fall in a heap.
Yeah, no, it has. And I think as the season wears on too now, it's getting harder and harder to give good advice because people who have underperformed still have a high ownership rate. So we really can't call them out. Guys who weren't necessarily expected to have been performing just long enough now to get ownership and start rates that make it hard. So now this is really where it gets tough for us. And I think this is where we show our expertise. Like we laugh and we joke and we call people dickholes and all that sort of thing. We make a lot of fun. But we are really good analysts, and this is where you're really going to show, and this is where we're really going to show our expertise and really help people kick over from wherever they are now to what they need to make a real run. And that's from here is where you really get the best value out of guys like us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I even said that with a straight face. And I've been laughing like a hyena tonight. Fair dinkum. My cheeks are actually sore.
Got the McManus giggles.
Yeah, that was uncontrollable. I really had to think about baseball to get that one back. Because who watches baseball? My God. Well done, guys. Good luck out there this week.
Yeah, it's a long week. We'll get there.
Good luck to the wankers. I cannot stress that enough.
Thank you so much. Let's do a quick wrap up with all the handles from Manjot.
Breaking news. I just submitted the application, and now you can find us at a new YouTube address much easier. So if you type this in, Matty, I just did this on the phone when you guys were doing a bit of a wrap up there. So youtube.com/@Aussie NFL Fantasy. I've just registered it with all the trademark people, with all the legal people, with all the copyright people, intellectual property people, just all of the legal stuff. I've just done all of the contracts.
He's our legal mind, yeah.
Yeah, so just keep typing it in. So yeah, youtube.com/@Aussie NFL Fantasy, and should come up.
Look at it. There
it's
it is.
up there. It's up there, yeah. So look, if you guys want to share our show, now you can easily do it. Now we put it on the same handle as everything else. Now we've got our YouTube handle sorted.
There it is.
Yeah, it's right there.
There's Manjot right there.
Yeah. Look, yeah.
That's my triumphant start to the week.
Yeah, we go get more Taylor, I think.
Where the fuck is Taylor on this stuff, by the way? Come on.
Yeah, Taylor, come on, man.
Never heard of him.
We need more Taylor from the front seat of the beer van. We need more of that.
Yeah, he's lacking.
I had to start Matty C moments to cover for your ass.
Yeah, I did.
And that shit, no one likes them. No one likes them. They all like the Taylor.
Yeah, we need more Taylor takes. We need more.
Give us the pastry press handles. Go, because you got to go and do more study.
Yeah, at Pastry Press NFL on Instagram. There's that Facebook page, of course, at the Manjot T on Twitter, where I make all my memes pretty much. The Aussie Apple Fantasy handles, of course. Oh, yeah, Good Egg Gridiron.
Yes.
Great show there as well. I did actually get around to recording that with Ian yesterday.
Oh,
so,
really? Good.
Yeah, and I'm going to be recording. We're actually recording 3 episodes this week. So there's going to be our usual recap for week 8, and it's going to be the week 9 preview as usual. But we also have a special trade deadline episode because there was 10 trades on deadline day, and plus the Roquan one, which we actually covered last episode on the recap show. So it's actually not too bad. But we'll still be covering 10 deals. So yeah, that'll be a special episode, hopefully. So yeah, 4 episodes this week on Good Day. Find out on Spotify. Hopefully get up on YouTube soon. We're trying to get those socials going. We're getting a new logo and shit getting made for us. So yeah, it's all happening on Good Egg Gridiron. It's only getting better. Once I finish uni this week, I'll be grinding my ass off for all the podcasts and all the social medias and shit. Man, like Aussie NFL Fantasy, of course. Find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, what is it, Instagram, Twitter, everything is like at Aussie NFL Fantasy, except Twitter is at Aussie
Underscore.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, of course, email us all your questions and stuff. We need a mailbag back. We need to bring that segment
Probably
back.
due, you know. We
Yeah,
get a little
it's-
bit of mail in there, not tons, but we're probably due to just do a mail
Yeah.
episode. We'll get it sorted.
Yeah, we
What
need
mail
to put
segment's
Put it-
coming up?
Put it out to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it out on the Instagram. I'll do an Instagram poll every week from now on, at least on Pastry Press. We can also do it on Aussie NFL Fantasy. Just get you guys to type in some questions for us on the Wednesday. So yeah, I think I'll start that up for us. So yeah, I think
Love
that'll
it.
be a good idea for us to do.
All right, mate. You need to go and be the greatest legal mind in the country. So we already know you are. You just got to get assessed that way. So you skedaddle and go do that.
Yeah, thanks,
adios.
lads.
Tay, you've got
Adios.
to you've got to go and make some videos for our Spanish language audience. And
Absolutely.
I'm just going to go back to being mediocre because this winning this week has made me real fucking cocky. I don't know if you noticed.
There's been an extra cocky pep in your step for sure.
Yeah, so it's time to put me back in my box. I was much more better when I was. It was subdued Matty, who's just not used to winning, and not expecting to win anything. That guy, I think people like him more than this version. I certainly do. Anyhow, all right. Adios, everyone. Have a good week. Go kick ass in week 9.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
But mate, there's a tingling in my nutsack. What a man, what a man, what a mighty fine man.
God.
Maybe get Taylor to do it because I want it to sound like the Sackville Abbey.
I will be Googling right now.
Aussie.
Still finalizing a few details with Pastry Press NFL representatives. That dude who runs Pastry Press is me. So all the trademark, all the copyrights have gone through.
NFL.
Yeah, look, I just heard the word pastry about 8 times, so I'm hungry as balls.
Fantasy.
All right, are we ready to crack open a fresh can of sleep?
I've talked about some players having AIDS, some players then having Yades.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
This is what you can do when you're a mythical creature from 3,500 BC.